Oh, look at us. Look at us. We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Hey.
There's no warning on that. Usually we get something.
Surprise.
Suddenly, here we
Surprise!
Surprise butt sex.
Oh.
are. Oh, that is not good for
Consent.
anyone.
We keep coming back around to that.
You
Consent.
gotta have consent. You can't have like a blanket consent for all surprise butt sex.
Calm down over there, Nick Fuentes.
What a, oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
What
I
if
don't
it's
know
an
who that
accident?
is, and I don't need to know.
I've only just learned about that today.
What a disaster of a human being.
Anyways, welcome to another episode of the Whispers of Doom.
Segue.
This is episode 28. We are in the midst of an interlude. I am Robert, the Game Master. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Look, I'm switching the format up because we don't have one. Go, whoever. Now, you.
I'll go.
There you go.
My name is Nick, also known as Red, and I am playing Brip Mooncling. Who's next?
Sure. I'll go. I'll actually remember everything this time. I'm Jacob, aka Spellcrashers, mostly on YouTube, and I am playing Silflay Flangast.
Yo. My name is Dylan. I am playing Calliope Dan Muir, who's a human. Sometimes I stream on Twitch under Echo Leader, playing Mario. Just plugging that because I just got a big PB, so
Ooh, we love
come
us a good
check me out.
PB.
Never,
He's a
never
speed
playing
runner. He's a speed runner. He's too
that.
modest.
I'm trying.
My
That's-
mind went instantly to peanut butter.
Mm.
But anyway,
What
Yeah.
would you PR? Most people say PB, but PR
Oh,
would be
I
an
say-
acceptable.
I feel like I say PR, but that's just because the gym bro has gotten into my brain a little bit.
Mm.
But anywho, my name is Cody, also known as Bard Tales here on Twitch and in some other spaces. And I am playing Gidzak Scarnetti, a goblin something or other.
Something or other.
Hmm.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Guess
us.
if they want to know, they'll have to keep watching.
This is
Yes.
very true. Please do tell your
Engage.
friends, share us, follow us on all our socials, join our Discord, all that fun stuff. Like, subscribe,
talk to you.
follow. We
We
will.
do.
talk to you.
Yeah.
We like to have the chats.
Unlike my dad.
You're not my dad.
Dude. I love that vine. Ugly ass fucking noodle head.
I forgot about that.
That was a good transition back into brevity there.
If you're new here, welcome to the shit show.
Not brevity, but
We are played through Rusthenge and are in the middle of transitioning from Rusthenge to Seven Dunes of Sandpoint. Right now we're in a bit of an interlude with some new characters here, a new party entirely. Don't ask me why, just go back and listen. It's a wonderful experience, to say the least. But if you're joining us on Twitch, you can spend some sweet channel points to do some fun things like naming NPCs, dropping loot for the party that they'll find after their next encounter. If you want to get crazy and donate bits to the channel, for 500 you can reward the player's hero points or obols that will essentially allow a player of your choice to reroll something or to force me to reroll something. Up to you. Or for 1,000 of those precious biddies, you can roll a D100 in chat to pull from a super secret random encounter table. I think that's it. Anything else? You guys got anything? Any announcements? Throwing it to you? Fun facts? Otherwise? Have a good weekend?
Yeah.
I didn't have a weekend.
I have begun this isn't just this weekend, but I've begun my foray into wargaming, and it's a new hobby that's taking up a lot of time, money, and space, and I hate myself. But I am now into Warhammer and Conquest because I
Oh.
can't just have one.
You got to get into ASL, Advanced Squad Leader.
I've never even heard of that one.
Look it
Don't
up.
do this to me.
It's there's no minis. It's all like you like do like tactical battles with like binders of notes and books and like
Oh,
Oh,
I hate
It's-
that.
That
it's
sounds extra nerdy, and
it's-
I'm into that.
take a look.
My
It's
butthole
very
is
niche.
clenched in pain.
No minis,
At
just
the
notes.
thought of that.
Yeah, it's
That's like, telling somebody like, oh yeah, I play Pathfinder 2nd edition. It's like, great. Do you know what a mud is? Do you want to join me in the mud?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
I love muds, man. That's what I used to play in my computer classes when I wasn't paying attention.
I started at muds for sure. What did I do with my weekend? I finally got around to watching Nimona. It's a fantastic movie. Check it
I
out.
want to see that.
It's very good. It's on
Nimona?
Netflix. Nimona. Yeah.
Got it.
I don't even remember my weekend.
Must have been a great weekend.
Yeah, right. I haven't had a weekend like that in a while.
I think I just relaxed, recouping from the previous week.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fair.
I had to work Saturday, and then Sunday, since I worked Saturday, was the "Are you okay, cat?" Oh my gosh, is the day that I ended up then doing laundry and groceries and all the things you do or should do as an adult. So
It's a
no
non-paid
weekend.
work day. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
finished.
exactly.
I finished Agatha All Along
Oh,
this
yeah.
past weekend.
I
Okay.
thought that was fun.
It was pretty fun. I really liked it.
I haven't watched it, but seeing pictures of Aubrey Plaza, I'm like, maybe I need to go back and watch this one.
I was seeing pictures of Aubrey Plaza and the lady who plays Agatha, and the lady who plays Agatha, even I was like, when did she get caught looking? Like, it was like, this is weird.
Wow. Step Brothers.
It was like before, like she always had a weird role in movies, like, when I was looking, I was like,
That's the
confused.
same person, right?
You're
There
like,
are
Okay,
some
yeah.
beautiful
Catherine Hahn,
people.
yeah.
Catherine Hahn. Yeah.
I was like, right? She's in. No, that's
It's-
a wild one.
It's weird. I've heard of this phenomenon, but like apparently there's like Hollywood celebrity effect, or something like that. Even like D-list celebrities are way hotter in person. Also, like there's just a level of hotness to them. I don't know what that is. but,
maybe it's just because she's like the main character, her name's in the thing, and it's just my psyche. That's how it works.
So
You know?
you guys heard it first. If you ever meet any of us in person, we're way better looking. than
Yeah,
you
this
sound.
is just this is not the full deal.
I wouldn't
Exactly.
we're not even
It
on a
gets
list. What do
better.
you mean?
We-
We're not on a celebrity
better
list
than
at
this.
least.
We're on our own list, okay? And my
Yeah.
eyes will be even in person instead of off-putting like they are every time I'm on camera.
We might be
One's
on some
always
blacklist
smaller than the others.
somewhere, but yeah.
Blacklist. Yeah.
I mean,
depending.
what's going on in game? Probably.
I might be on a list somewhere after the past week and things I've posted on
Oh, no.
Facebook. But we won't talk about that.
Oh
So
yeah.
my weekend was good. I went to my mining claim and escaped for a little bit. It was probably a bad time to go because it was freezing, but had a good time.
That's cool.
What is a mining claim? Let's talk about that. What does that mean?
Did you play Minecraft? Is that what that means?
Yes, yes.
Are
No.
you a dwarf? Like,
I wish I'd be a little taller, actually, if I was a dwarf in real life.
So what a self burn. Like I feel bad laughing. You're not that short.
Yeah, I was like, I laughed with you, but it's
I'm
like,
pretty fucking short, man.
You're over 5 feet tall.
Yeah. What's the
You're
average
not
height of
that
a dwarf? Like 5'5", right?
I thought dwarves were under 5 feet.
dwarfs are definitely under 5 feet.
Okay.
No, are they really? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they're
haven't
like
checked in a long
four,
time.
4.5.
I feel like the standard in my mind is 4'8". Like that
yeah,
is
right
a
around there. Yeah,
what I was
Tolkien-esque
thinking.
dwarf.
I had that exact number in my head.
4'10" or less per Google
Oh, you're
AI.
looking at the okay. Looking it
Well,
up. All right, called me out.
That could be like medical, like dwarfism in humanity, as opposed to.
I was almost
I think that's like
middle
what the
school-
standard is,
middle
right?
school
I
going
mean,
into high school. I was almost diagnosed with dwarfism because I couldn't get past 4'11" for at least 3 years. Anyways, a mining claim is, according to BLM, any amount of acreage that a group of people have rights to harvest anything from the land. Resources, it could be bugs, meat.
But you can't build.
Can't build. No, you can't have any permanent structures on any of it, but you and you alone, your group or whoever's signed up on it, are contracted with BLM to have you're allowed to harvest resources. That's all.
BLM is
mineral
Bureau
rights,
of Land
right?
Management, correct?
Yes, it is
Got
Bureau of Land Management. I forget
Isn't
that
it
there's
like
Oh, okay.
mineral
Just to
few other-
clarify.
there's
I
a
was
few
also
other
wondering. I was
acronyms for BLM.
like,
I forget about that.
I got
pretty
somebody
sure I
good
know,
with a
but-
post like that once.
Bureau of Land Management.
Interesting. I don't
but,
think those exist out here.
We camped.
Yeah, we have
it's
it here
a-
in Washington.
It's a
Pretty
federal.
big out here.
It's a federal group, I think.
We have like a forest nearby that's like 500,000 acres, and it's like the big hunting forest of this area.
Mm.
And it's all like, if it's BLM land, you can legally hunt it. If it's not, kind of thing, then it's
Anybody can camp there.
yeah.
But yeah, we have
Interesting.
Nobody
rights to
owns that
area.
land.
Right. Which is why we.
I
Can't
want a mining
build
claim
on
just so that way I can yell off-putting messages from inside of the mine
it.
at passersby.
So funny thing is, whenever you hear mining claim, that you think of like tunnels and caves and things like
That's
that.
exactly
right?
what I think of.
That's a heavy duty. That's like a step up from our mining claim, because typically you a
Imagine
standard-
it, but with no industrial stuff to help you do all that.
So
Then you just have like land.
we have spots where there's dirt that's dig up next to a creek, and that's about it. You can just dig out from there. It's not.
You don't have like
there's
loose
no
dynamite
caves.
just like hanging out and like
I'm gonna find a really
Bunch of
deep
pigs.
one, and I'm gonna take a hoard of treasure in there with me, and act out my Smaug fantasies, like David Cumberbatch or whatever the hell his name is.
My friend's dad almost got in trouble because they were like, they would bring home like sand from the beach and run it, and they did not know that was
Wow.
illegal, very illegal. And he would bring home like a couple 5-gallon buckets every time they went to the beach, and they'd run it for looking for gold just for fun. And then they got caught one time, and they had a lot. And he was like, "Oh, that's what I do for pastime." And the guy was like, "That's extremely illegal, right?" He was like, "What do you mean? I'm just picking up buckets of sand. It's infinite. I could never run out of sand here. Why would you ever bother me?" And it was about wildlife and stuff,
yeah.
But he was like, "Oh, I'll stop doing that then. All right, I'm not gonna get you for this. You gotta dump all that back out." But
That's
I think
crazy.
it's wild rules,
It
I mean,
can
I'm
be,
sure there's
but
good reason
I
behind
just use it as a place to camp for free and to escape the city or like suburban life for a little bit. But it
Fair.
was cold AF. I don't recommend.
Do you
going
did you ever
in
sing
November.
Hi Ho while you're out there?
Only when I'm mining.
Oh, never.
Mining your Bitcoin out in the mountains.
Minding your business. That's what I was gonna say.
Singing the Dwarven mining song.
So dumb.
diggy diggy hole.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Rock
get
and stone.
Yeah.
let's get to the
Rock
goddamn
and
game.
stone.
Are we all ready to live by
Live
the
by
die,
the
die,
die by the
and
die?
die by the die.
I know I
Did it.
am. So yeah, last week we had a very curious start to our interlude. Calliope, played by Dylan, Giddy by Cody, Brip, played by Nick, Souffle by Jacob, were mid-stride through a swamp before regaining some semblance of consciousness. All four were confused and only having hazy memories of some semblance of consciousness. All four were. Wait, I'm rereading things. All four were. God damn it! Off to a
We were
great start.
mid-stride.
You were mid-stride. Wait, god damn it.
Sorry.
They were mid-stride walking through the forest as they were mid-stride walking through the forest as they were. He broke.
It's yeah.
I
Robert,
told you not to
reset,
use the
Robert.
AI script, man.
And good night, everybody.
So you guys had hazy memories of anything prior and couldn't remember what you were actually doing in the middle of the swamp. After checking their gear and introducing themselves, again, Calliope found a note from an acquaintance named Aldrani who requested their help in escorting a follower of Ashava to his home in the Mush Fens to perform the burial rites and ceremonies for his brother. The note asked Calliope to meet with Father Xantus and Sandpoint to aid in the trek, as traversing through the Mushfins can prove to be dangerous without numbers. So you all moved forward across the bloated wooden planks that were sunk into the wetlands, as that was the only direction, as that was the direction you were all walking originally. And after a few hours of slapping bugs away and moving through the dense forest of cypress, it opened up to reveal a small settlement with a grouping of buildings surrounding a fountain at the town's center. The fountain was overgrown and unworking, as well as it being surrounded by a small moat of stagnant and still water. A curious sight was a gnome. A gnome that seemed to be going under the effects of the bleaching, where they lose all the color from their skin, hair, and even clothes they wear. But it looked like he had been passed out and drunk. Calliope tried to wake him up and could immediately smell the scent of booze upon his person. It looked like he had stains, but someone noticed something very different and strange, even disturbing. In just the blink of an eye, Silflay saw that he was actually bloodied and beaten and bruised. He mangled, covered in blood, but in that same instant, he went back to looking just disheveled and drunk, passed out next to this moat. You guys moved away from him after trying unsuccessfully to wake him up, but moved to a 2-story barn that had some conversation emanating from a window out of it. Seeing it as the only place with activity, you walked in. To first a mudroom where there were several dozen cubbies, some filled with accessories, coats, boots, anything like that, and it's kind of just a place to knock the mud off your boots before walking into the establishment. Calliope took specific note of that and the types of clothes that were in there before walking in, to find a single bartender, red-haired woman behind the bar, a large kind of stout man with greasy black hair at the bar, and what looked to be a married couple kind of just enjoying drinks and a meal. You were all approached by this woman who called herself Lilia, the bartender. Here, let me switch the scene to the map.
Bam.
Lilia, she looked alike.
You look like it is.
I was actually thinking there was a map. Just kidding.
It's a scene. She looked like this, but less armored, and not wielding any weapons. She looked quite pleasant, smile on her face, and she was very excited to have visitors to her establishment, as it's been ages since anybody had appeared. She offered you guys some food and drink, to which you happily agreed to, and I guess asked her some questions.
I do remember. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to add. I remember Brip had taken a good liking to the food and helped himself to some stew or chowder, I believe it was.
Chowder. Yeah. Yes, and she offered up a free round, a first round on her of ales or ciders. I can't remember which, but drinks. First round was on her because she was excited to have new people here. Amidst your guys' conversation, though, again, Silflay noticed something strange as the man at the bar began to hum and make a beat, like clapping his hands and stomping on the floor to give some music to the couple. And they began dancing happily, maybe a little buzzed, but Silflay noticed something weird, almost the blink of an eye, as their headache cleared, and maybe their vision too, but the scene around him, or her, I'm sorry, I don't know how to address Silflay. They?
Her, they.
Okay. Silflay, they the whole scene changed for them. The man making the music went from being happy and jovial to almost looking manic and crazed. He seemed to be covered in blood, also blood stains, and he was actually slapping intestine and viscera and just meat in his hands, slapping them together to make the clapping sounds and spraying blood everywhere and stomping on what seemed to be a floor covered in almost the same thing, just chunks of meat and blood. And it looked like the couple that was dancing were also dancing upon that floor, that same disgusting floor. But as soon as that vision came, it went away, and Silflay's headache came back. Sort of the same constant buzzing sound that was heard throughout the swamp and the entire time you guys have been traversing this area. But amid your questions to Lilia, the bartender here, you learned that you were actually in the Mush Fens in a very small town called Soddenwood. A place for outcasts and people that want to be left alone and left to their own devices. Calliope noticed that the establishment's a little bit bigger than the amount of people in here also. Only having 3 other guests, there were at least a dozen tables and twice as many chairs and bar stools around too. The last thing that happened was that gnome barged in, kind of drunk. Looked like he had taken a stumble through the swamp, came in soaking wet, dripping, sat down at a table nearby, and he looked over to you guys, and you saw that his eyes were also clearly white. And then he opened his mouth and lets out a disgusting belch. He kind of just stares at you guys. Blech.
I would
Ribbit?
think- Yeah, Calliope would just stare back, just like not bother, just like, what? Is he gonna do something?
Well, excuse you.
I think Brip would do the thing where you just see like the lower mouth expand with the ribbit, you know?
Trying
Like,
to do it.
Silflay is just kind of still stuck in this stupor. You know, a little bit of the ash is around her. It's mostly fading just that barely visible dusting. She's noticed the gnome, but just kind of says to the table with face mostly down, we should talk to him, but with what I'm seeing, as I said before, I should sit here. I don't know what I'm seeing or why I keep seeing it, but that gnome, he didn't look well before. I'm gonna take a glance at the gnome, just see if anything flashes before my eyes again.
Sure. Yeah, you look at him. He looks gross, disheveled. He stinks to high hell of sewage, and
Sewage or swampage?
swampage. It's gross.
Pretty much the same thing, but
But he looks like he's swaying a little bit, maybe even nodding off again at the table. Yeah, his clothes are stained with liquor and mud, and he looks gross. Looks like he hasn't had a shower in at least 3 weeks. Just covered.
well, he just took a bath, so swamp bath. Yeah, I don't know.
So wait, you want to talk to Sylvia wants us to talk to the gnome or to the other man?
To the gnome.
Got it.
Now
That's
that
where I
he's
was slightly
awake.
confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
now that he's awake. But I mean, Silflay is scared to approach anybody at this point because of all the shit she's seeing.
Fair enough. So
You smell like boggard breath.
Giddy just looks over at Brip like, I think there was a better way to approach that, but
Brip looks over and like 2 big blinks, like just with no facial understanding of what he's
the
imagine.
frog blink one eye at
Yeah.
a time.
but with like no facial cue because he's a frog.
What my friend here is trying to say is that it seems like you could use a good bath, my friend. Are you doing all right?
He kind of looks at you. Like, he does like a slow blink, and then he kind of just does like his body's wavering the whole time, and then he kind of just like stretches, does a long stretch, reaches his arms up and over,
Ooh.
and then
The pit stank.
back down onto the table in front of him, and he kind of just turns to ignore you, and then he kind of like he pounds on the table loudly. And then you notice that there's a little bit of movement coming from the bar, and you look and you see the greasy-haired dude that was making music. He kind of stops, shakes his head, and looks over to Lilia and whispers something. You can't hear it, but she kind of looks resigned and shrugs and pours a drink, and then walks over to the gnome and puts a drink down in front of him and taps him on the shoulder. And then she walks back. Well, before she walks back, she kind of walks over to you guys and looks at your food and drink. Kind of open gesture in case you guys want another round of drinks or more food.
I think I'm all right personally.
I'm rather stuffed. He went through 2 bowls already.
Souffle just covers her glass that is full as she hasn't touched it at all.
She kind of nods and she says, well, let me know if you need anything else. And she goes back to behind the bar and cleaning.
Well, I suppose if you're not going to talk to me, then I might as well try your friend. Giddy just kind of marches his merry little way over. She's like, so I don't mean to be rude, but are you and the gnome friends? Well, you seem like you have some kind of relationship, some sort of understanding.
Are you talking to the greasy-haired man?
Correct.
He kind of... He's like facing the bar at this point, and when you walk up and talk to him, he kind of turns slowly. He's a large man. Probably like 6'4", 340 pounds. But it looks like he's got some
That's
muscle to him.
large.
He's a large man. But he turns slowly, looks down at you. You see that he's got like this stringy, scraggly, curly beard, maybe peppered with some gray. Just greasy. Like he's sweating just sitting there, just covered in flop sweat. Then he turns to look at you, and he's got this weird smirk. And he says, "We're not friends. He's a drunk."
And what does that make you?
I feel bad for him, so pay for his drinks.
Oh, it's at least friendly enough, I suppose.
Kind of shrugs.
What's his deal? Why is he like this?
He shrugs. He takes a swig of his drink. He says he showed up here one day and it's just been like that.
How long ago was that?
You know, I can't remember exactly. Shrugs again, takes another swig, but then he looks down at you. he says. You don't look like a mushfen goblin.
I am indeed not Mushfen Goblin, or at least I don't believe so. Is there a problem with that?
Shakes his head. Not at all.
Are the Mushfen Goblins? I mean, are they cool? Like, what's going on with them?
Nah, they're about as rowdy as some of the other goblin tribes in the area, but they tend to fight a lot with the boggards' territory.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Well, what brings you here, big fella?
That's a good question. The reasons are my own.
Fair enough. I won't pry. I know better.
Kind of nods.
Let's see.
Ask him what his name is.
Well, one last question, and I promise I'll leave you alone. What's your name, my friend?
You can call me Eli.
Eli. Nice to meet ya. I am Giddy. Yeah, you can call me that. And I'm gonna head back over here to my friends now. But you enjoy yourself.
Smiles. It's a weird smile. Makes you feel a little uneasy. Snaggletooth. Gaps.
Feel like I'm back in the slums in Sandpoint right now. I'm gonna head back over there.
Toodaloo.
Anything that says toodaloo to me is probably not good news. All right, so big fella over there, not very helpful, unfortunately.
Shocker.
Neither is the gnome. It doesn't seem like anyone in this tavern is much help.
But we still don't know who the gnome is. Seems to be the only outsider, right?
That does seem to be true, from what I've gathered.
Also seems like there's not enough people in this town. Where is everyone?
And
it's some day of the week. I don't know what day of the week it is. But if there's people here, there should be more.
Yeah, and
If the tavern's open, there would be more people here. There's all these empty seats. It doesn't make sense.
The bartender also seemed to have a memory problem, which is strange, to say the least. Something ain't right.
I think Brip, I imagine him like a very thin, frail frog-like creature. Imagine him if he were to kind of sit up at the bar. It would not be a massive form, but he would kind of get some high ground. And he just wants to take a deep look around this place and just do a perception and just try to find things that might be out of the ordinary. Does that work?
Yes. Alright, got your roll here.
I rolled a question mark.
Alright, so you kind of just like looking over the place where you're sitting, or you kind of gonna describe to me how you're looking?
So I imagine we're sitting at the bar,
okay,
and he's kind of smaller, so he kind of sits up, like up a little higher up on the bar, kind of, and is just looking around. Yeah, because normally he's low, yeah. So maybe he's like standing on the bar stool to be up with everybody else, but even maybe kind of higher, and he's just doing it casually because he's little, but he's using that as an opportunity to scope out the whole bar, just to because Silflay had mentioned some weird things going on. We're looking for answers. Brip isn't going to be able to talk to anybody to get answers, but with his frog vision, he can see both sides of the room.
At the
You know?
same time. All right, so you're kind
Is
of
that how
standing.
it works?
Yeah, duh. The
Excuse me.
You stand up on the bar stool. Sorry. You stand up on the bar stool, and you do notice something. It's not out of the ordinary, but you do notice that there is a back room that she's kind of going in and out of and bringing the food out. So you imagine that's a kitchen, but she is stepping over what looks to be a trap door of some kind behind the bar. It's got like a inset handle that you can use to lift up and maybe enter. Looks like it's some kind of basement entrance of some kind. You also notice that there are that whenever she's reaching up for a glass after cleaning it, she's got to get onto her tippy toes, and you're kind of looking around. You don't see any like step stools. She's a lot shorter, and the bar seems to be made for someone bigger.
This is like that movie when Vin Diesel's like, "You're not a real diner lady. You're wearing high heels. My aunt never wore high
Triple
heels when
X.
she worked." Yeah,
What a callback! Jesus.
that's what I have in that moment. So I think he would kind of take that in, and to Calliope, on top of what she had mentioned about the boots. You know, doesn't seem like this bar was made for her. Seems like she's got to reach up and get to things you think if she was working here, they'd have a stool or means to make it easier for her. Also, seems to be something going on when she goes into the back room. Something's definitely going on here.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. I don't know why I said that.
I don't get the reference.
Bill and Ted.
I didn't get the reference either. I just thought it was funny.
God, I forgot about that.
Well,
I think the extra boots you're referring to, maybe they're downstairs. At least the feet are, with the people, of course, on the feet for the boots. But
or maybe okay, yeah. I'm not going to continue the options here. I was going to for half a second. I decided against it. But should we ask her? Where is she? I almost slipped into an accent. God. Oh, my brain. Somebody should ask her then where she's from. She says she's from here, but the bartender. Is she the original bartender? Is there another bartender? Is this her place? Does the sign say Lilia's Tavern? And
if it was her place, you think she would have built the cabinets a little lower?
Exactly.
I also think she would remember her clientele a little more.
Exactly. Well,
yeah, you got a good point there. Her memory might not be shot because of the fog like the rest of us. Maybe her memory is shot because she doesn't have any memories here.
She did too much ecstasy. Took ice cream scoops out of her brain.
Wow.
Something in that fountain water.
We're looking. What's his name? Horace Hornsbillow.
You got it this time. Look at you, first try.
Nice.
I'm glad you did.
I
'cause
said
wouldn't have.
I said like hard pillow or something earlier.
I love a good hard pillow.
Well, I think we
Yeah, it
asked her
was.
about that name and she didn't seem to
Yeah.
recognize it. So I have a feeling if we ask her directly about what's going on back there, she's either gonna get a little hostile
Froggy?
or a little froggy, one might say, or she is going to say that she doesn't know. Whether or not that's true, it's a whole nother thing. I hate to use this on a person I don't know, but if push comes to shove, I do have a spell that might make her talk.
If we're convincing others through magic, and I look at Rip, you've seen things. Look over at Calliope. You saw the boots. I'm seeing these strange visions. Have you seen? Does it look like anyone is hurt? Maybe walking with a limp, something. If people are injured and I help them, maybe it will snap them out of their stupor. Or maybe it will just draw attention to ourselves. It's not right. Whatever this is not right.
I agree with you. I just
Okay.
wonder if maybe we need to make the first move before whatever happened to them happens to us. If it hasn't even started yet, it might have started.
Shit.
Above the table, I'm at a little bit at a loss personally.
Okay.
I mean,
do we want to take a step back and kind of talk about what?
I don't know.
guys
Does anybody
know
have
right now?
any?
Well, we know
thoughts, or-
there's
Yeah, let's take a step
like,
back and kind of just talk about what we know as players.
Fair enough.
yeah, I think that, well, that's what Britt mentioned, the boots, or the basement to the boots to Calliope, because you said there's more boots than there is people, and then maybe they're downstairs. So I think
Oh, I guess I was thinking that people just left them here, but now maybe the people never left.
yeah,
what
they're
you were
downstairs
implying,
in the
I think.
basement. Yeah, so
Got
that's
it,
why
okay.
Britt brought that to you.
I
thinking,
misunderstood
oh,
what you
that's
were
why
saying.
there's extra boots, because they took their boots off and some of them went downstairs.
Got it. You said it very confusing. And
Rip, he's a weird guy.
Yeah. Rip said it confusing.
Yeah.
Well, I have another idea. What if I can convince her that the reason we're here is to do a little health inspection downstairs?
Just what Just what the health inspector ordered. A frog,
You know,
a goblin, and a ash leshy.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'm open to all whatever you can think of.
I imagine
I'm
that.
used to just coming in and getting things done and having it be pretty straightforward.
Maybe
So-
we all got a bad memory because we're hanging around at Ash Leshy and we're all stoned. It sounded like the leaf and the ash kind of thing, you know?
The mask just like looks at you, right? Because I'm fully covered in a emotionless mask, but you just get a very quick stare. Just intense stare.
Uh-oh.
It couldn't get any more intense with a blank mask, too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Silflace psoriasis or whatever's happening there, but
Let's just do something. If you want to talk to her, talk to her. Otherwise,
all right. Well, here we go.
I've got your back.
Remind me what the barmaid's name is again.
Lilia.
Lilia. Hey, Lilia, sweetie.
Yes.
Hey, so we've been kind of putting off why we're here. We just wanted to, get a layout of your nice tavern here. We actually are here on behalf of Sandpoint, since you're a locality. to do a little bit of a health inspection on your joint.
That's interesting. I don't think Sandpoint has ever had an interest in anything here or our affairs. Do you have any official documentation or anything like that to prove this?
Well, as I don't think I got to fully introduce myself to you, my name is Gidzak Scarnetti, if that name rings a bell.
She shakes her head no.
Well, I happen to be a member of the Scarnetti household, which is one of the main households in Sandpoint. And essentially, they wanted to send me out here so that way we could get a better idea of what's going on out here and how can we, as a major family presence in Sandpoint, be helpful to the folks outside of the city. And part of that was sending me as a sort of health inspector to see what's going on in the local taverns and stuff like that.
The chowder was great.
The chowder was great. We just need to make sure it's being prepared in a way that meets the local health codes.
Well, we're not used to this sort of thing, and I don't know if I should expect paperwork or documentation. Are we going to be incorporated into the taxation from this point forward? Because we've been ignored for the most part, and it's kind of the way we've liked it. I think there was some kind of just like an unsaid mutual respect to just leave us be, vice versa.
I very much understand your concern. And we are not here to tax you in any way, shape, or form. It's just with being within the locality, we want to make sure that you and yours are being taken care of and see how we can be helpful. And I brought my scrolls with me, so that way I can
promise you that we're doing just fine. Just no need to look around the building. If you want, I'd be happy to show you how I prepare my chowder, though.
Well, yes, I would actually enjoy that. Let's take a look at that.
Yes, of course, I don't mind. The bar seems to be taking care of itself anyways, and she kind of walks around the bar and kind of hand waves you over to where she is.
Giddy looks behind him at the others, and it's just like, get into the fucking door while I have her attention.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
Oh, nothing, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were mumbling something under your breath and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I talk to myself. It's nothing that you need to worry about.
Okay. I do that sometimes too. Totally understandable.
I think the fog nonsense is getting to my brain a little bit. It's fine.
All right, and she leads you back to where you assume the kitchen is through a single swinging door.
Ooh.
And you go back there, and you can see that there's like a cast iron stove with like an oven and several burners, with a large pipe at the top that seems to be exhausting outside of the building. But it looks like it looks like a kitchen. There's preparation tables. There's bins with root vegetables and dried herbs hanging, and it looks like there's all kinds of seafood mostly. You do catch sight of some kind of like small vermin carcasses, and and it's being prepped. All kinds of stuff. And she starts to give you the grand tour of her kitchen.
Ah, yes, very nice. Giddy looks behind him every once in a while to see if anyone's going for the door.
Yeah, I think immediately as Giddy walks away, Souffle is just going to lean into the other two and say, "Do you need a distraction to get into the trap door? I'm not one to hide very well.
I can do it.
But do you need a distraction?"
It would help.
Fine. Look at Calliope. You should choose who to follow.
Say that one more time.
You should choose who to follow. I'm gonna stand up on the chair once Giddy and Lilia are through the door. And based off seeing how big is the room we're in, like the interior of the tavern?
It's pretty big. It's well sized enough for a dozen tables and 24 chairs and bar stools. So, I don't know, like 100 square feet. Does that sound big enough?
Like 10 by 10.
It sounds too big. I needed about a third of that size for this to work perfectly. Fine. I will move over to the highest concentration of individuals that I can hit.
That'd be the greasy-haired Eli at the bar, and then the husband and wife combo that are essentially right behind him, sat at a table.
Cool. The bar guy, Eli is definitely one of the people I wanted to hit, and I'm going to walk over, and we're going to see kind of like the ash, barely visible, just kind of swirl a little bit as I kind of put my hands together, and it's like almost like an explosion, just very subtle, like a wind burst, like of the ash shooting out. As I'm gonna spend a 3-action heal to heal within a 30-foot emanation.
Cool.
And see what happens.
Well, I like that because
is the gnome within that reach too? Is there any way I can get the gnome within that reach? Because I did see him injured earlier, or at least
What's the burst? 30 foot?
30-foot emanation.
No, he'd be at the door, closest to the door.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would get I'll get these 3.
Is anybody screaming pain?
Oh no.
I was like, that's gonna be really helpful if we know, like, if all of a sudden one of the people were like, we're like, oh, that's not good. You know?
No, that's an immediate initiative roll.
Yeah.
Calliope for sure. If
Right,
that's the case, she would understand that it's a heal spell anyway.
So the burst happens, and the Eli and the married couple to kind of like yell out, distracted, and describe again what it looks like. Sorry, trying to get a better idea.
It's like the very subtle ash that's kind of just clinging to me and around me, kind of swirls up and just like gets blown out, almost like being dusted with pollen, but you're being dusted with ash.
Gotcha. It's like somebody just walked up to you with a leaf blower while you're sitting on your porch.
Or it's like the way you said it, the way in my brain was like imagine a big stone falling and like the dust moving quickly is kind of when it dispersed to us or something.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the Eli covers himself up, kind of ducks down, covers his drink up, yells out like some, the fuckers alone. And then the married couple, the husband covers the wife, and they kind of like put their heads down and like duck under the burst for that moment too.
Want me to roll stealthy?
Absolutely. All right. It looks like in that instant you're able to get behind the bar, and it is a full-size bar. So, you believe if you can't see them, they can't see you, and you do see the trap door.
Object permanence.
Trap is right behind the bar. And
Do I need to do like a? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just say it's a 5-foot wide trap door.
Do I need to roll to do anything, or can I just open it?
You open it in that same instance?
Not sure. We didn't really go over our plan too much.
Yeah, well, it's happening. It's happening. Make your decision.
I was like, I figured he's going in, so yeah. I mean, he's gonna open it.
Okay, so give me another stealth check to try and do it quietly.
While this is kind of going on, I think Calliope would stand up and go over to the gnome. and yeah, we'll resolve that. But she's getting up and like slowly walking over to the gnome. Basically, she's grabbed her sword.
Okay. Rip, you make it in without a noise, and it's dark. You feel like you're walking down some stairs, some wooden stairs, creaking.
Rip has dark vision.
Okay, perfect. So you can see in the shadowy grays and blacks and whites and outlines of what's beneath you, and it looks like it's you're kind of walking down slowly, hesitantly, and you can see that this is clearly some kind of storage basement. You make out some crates and barrels, and it smells like dried herbs on your first kind of first pass, walking down slowly.
Okay. Yeah, and I do have the eye slash tattoo, so I can see 4 times farther, and I can see blood in color.
Oh, interesting.
It's
Okay.
cool.
Okay, so you walk down the stairs and into the basement. You begin to explore. What's Calliope doing with the gnome? The
She's
bleaching gnome.
She is going to walk up to him and lay on hands. Just like, I guess they have to be willing. So I don't know if they're willing.
Okay.
I thought that I could just walk up and lay on hands on them, like just be like, subtly do this. But I guess they have to be willing. So, like, do you mind if I touch you?
You ask him that?
No, that's weird. That's not a character.
Consent. You're asking for consent, at least.
Yeah, I don't think that's how she would do it though.
Okay.
So shit. Fuck.
I mean, if he's not willing, wouldn't it just be a save?
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just want to do it. Make me roll a save.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Focus spell. There you go. And that's against my just class DC.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
And how much damage is healed or done?
It'd be 1d6. And then they'll gain a +2 status bonus to AC
Okay.
for 1 round, so 6 seconds.
Oh, interesting.
If it's an undead creature, it takes 1d6 vitality damage and a -2 status penalty to AC.
Gotcha. He looks startled and taken aback, and he kind of just he looks in your direction.
Yeah, she's kind of just like, she does this and like locks eyes with him, and it's just like watching his expression and like seeing what happens.
Okay. I would like for everybody to roll a perception check. Secret. Make it a secret one.
Does that include a frog who's on a different level?
Everybody roll perception checks.
Ooh.
Secret,
Blind
secret.
them roll.
Keep it secret.
And I'm on a roll of making them blind. Normally I'm just like, oops, that was public. I'm sorry.
You Britney Spears.
All right. Calliope, you notice that he's not really looking at you. He's like looking in your direction. Like he looks like he's trying to find where you are, and then he kind of just grunts. Huh?
Weird. Huh.
You think he's blind?
Oh. Okay, thank you.
I was wondering.
I was
too.
like, what is he just like that drunk? Like, okay.
Not able to, yeah. Can't get a beat on you.
Okay. Yeah, especially since she's not talking, she's just like touching him and like looking at it. So creepy. I didn't mean for that to be that creepy, but it kind of is. I don't know. Oh, fuck. You're clearly an outsider here. Where are you from?
He points to his ears.
Oh god, he's a blind mute. No, he's not mute. He's blind and deaf. Oh gosh, this guy. She's God, I don't even know. I think she'd just like pat him on the back and then walk away. Like she can't do anything here.
He kind of just shrugs and he pounds 3 times on the table in front of him again, and you see that.
I see.
That Eli looks over his shoulder after experiencing that burst. And he's like, "What the fuck was that? What was that?" Kind of looks at you, Souffle.
I just kind of like dust myself off and just look at him. I don't say anything, just staring mask at him.
Kind of like dusts the ash off of him also, and he gets up off of the stool. Dust
Look
kind of
up.
yeah, all the ash, all the ass,
All the ass.
all that ass gets up with him.
I did say he's like 350. All in the cheeks.
That's a lot of ass. That man's
6'4",
that man's back is a
300.
butt.
All ass.
He gets up and he kind of shakes his head. He's like, "What did you just do?"
I just wanted to say hi. Your dance earlier was something to watch.
Well, I wasn't dancing. Them was, and he points over to the husband and wife.
Weren't you having a raucous time and clapping?
He kind of smiles. Uh-huh.
You wouldn't call that jubilance dancing?
Well, somebody was dancing.
I'm gonna step up and hold out my hand to shake his. I'm sorry.
I didn't get your name.
He says, "My name is Eli. I don't like you."
Oh, Eli. I don't like you at all either.
I don't like your friends.
Any particular reason?
And I'm getting up in his face.
Up to his kneecap.
I'm getting up to his kneecap, and despite my small stature, just with this vacant expression, I'm intimidating. I'm doing this in an intimidating manner.
Okay. Do you want to roll intimidate?
Yes, I do.
There is something about
You wanna
like
roll that secret?
I feel like a smaller smaller individual with a mask would be like daunting because you're like, what is this person?
Yeah.
What could it be? If it was like, oh, it's a human with a mask on. Oh, but it's like clearly
Yeah. It's like somebody get
an
your
adult
8-year-old out of
creature,
here.
but it's smaller. So
Yeah, it's creepy.
Whose kid
Yeah.
is this? Lilia? Need daycare.
You're not my dad.
Yeah. Good.
He kind of looks down at you, Souffle, and then
Goliath Peter kindergarten.
he kind of like he what's it called when you like make a tisking noise? Like smacks his
Scoff.
smacks his tongue at the top with the top of his roof, making like a
Tisk.
tisk.
Yeah.
Like not impressed. And he kind of shakes his head and then looks over to behind the bar, and through the door he yells, "Yeah, Finn wants another drink." And both, God damn it, Giddy. I'll get you guys' names down. Giddy and Lilia, you clearly hear that as she's showing you through one of her utensil drawers.
Did he say Finn? Just clarification.
Sounded like it, yeah, Finn.
Lilia, do you think that guy really needs another one? He doesn't seem like he's doing too well.
Her face goes from like, not really happy, but she's happy. Well, she's happy to show you around. And she seems like she knows the kitchen pretty intimate. She says, "Well, I'm not sure where he came from, to be honest, and doesn't seem like he's got any family or friends. And I don't mind giving him a drink. There's nothing else for him here."
That is kind of you in some regards, but I mean, you don't know where the guy came from. You don't know what he's doing here. And it seems like this is a regular thing. Now, I'm not some kind of prude or some sort of addictions counselor, but I think he has a problem. And it's only going to make it worse if you continue to give him more than what he needs. That was just my 2 cents. I don't mean to intrude.
She nods, like, understandingly. I can't say no to him. I just feel too bad.
I understand, and I definitely don't want to be the one to tell you how to run your business. But old tall fella out there is kind of enabling him a little bit too.
Yeah, Eli's covering every beer for him, so I mean, at least we're getting compensated.
Why does he do that? Do you know?
She shrugs. I don't know. He does seem a little out of character. Eli's not really I wouldn't say he's the nicest person, but you know, he does what he does here, and to be honest, I'm not sure what that is.
Is he here regularly?
Yeah, a lot more in the last few days, actually.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for this lovely tour. Of course, please treat your patrons the way that you feel the need to. By chance, where do you store the rest of your wares? Just so, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a look there too. Get to know the place a little more.
Well, we've got extra stock of cider and ale in the basement below. It's colder down there too, so anything that needs to be kept for more than a few days stays down there also.
I see. I'd be interested to take a look when you got a second.
Sure, once we're done here.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
And we'll cut to Britt.
You like open the door and catch him red-handed.
Yeah.
All right, Rip. So you're down there. It's not lit at all. But your dark vision allows you to see that this is it's a fairly large cold basement. It's supported by thick wooden beams, posts, and has a ceiling of worked wood also to give it more structure. And looks like everything's kind of laid out and organized in a way that makes sense to most people, like fish, poultry, miscellaneous meat, and
Yeah, it's like fish, poultry, and then there's just like a bunch of question marks on that box.
Some blood on the outside of it, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, a lot more vegetables.
I
in
think-
open crates.
Rip would probably just take some time to carefully stay hidden, but kind of search through some things. Maybe, you know,
Okay.
maybe
yeah,
they hid it under the potatoes, you know?
let's all roll perception checks.
Yippee!
Whee!
Am I hunting for anything?
You hunting prey? Depends.
There's a fly down there.
I was gonna say, yeah. The fourth bin was flies.
But they're like bigger ones because they're from this local swamp, you know?
Yeah.
He
Like
gets distracted looking and gets caught.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't stop. He can't help himself. With flies that size.
Must be from Alaska.
After all of that.
It was an Alaskan bullworm.
All right, so with those rolls, Calliope and Brip, you guys see and hear us going to break. So I'll let you know
Aw,
when we
damn
get
it.
back.
Oh, clever!
God, dude, you get me with those most of the time. Even it's like
I was like, what do we possibly
we're
both
over by like
see?
3 minutes, and then you're like,
I love how they.
the guy says, "I'll see you next time." It's
I
like,
love how they heard that
how did
we're
I
going
not
to
see that
break.
coming?
Like the fourth wall just broke in both of their ears.
Yeah.
just existential dread just sets in.
Yeah,
Uh,
I come to escape that.
oh,
That's why
shit.
I game, to escape that. I don't need it in the game.
Hold on. I can.
We try to bring semi-realism.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Herb.
Now I got Dora in my head.
I did too.
Tell us,
that,
tell us why.
that.
Tell everybody in Twitch why.
We were talking about map, and so I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm something. It's been so
I'm the
long since I
map.
watched it. Thank you. Yes.
I'm way too old for Dora,
Swipe or no swiping.
Don't know that.
but not. I'm.
Oh.
I know that phrase because my wife says it to our cats when they swipe or slap at you.
There's
I said
some
cat,
great-
and my cat is meowing behind me over here.
He's like, you talk about me?
Yeah.
There's some great Dora cosplay though. Sheesh.
I
Oh,
love
gosh.
the random Asian
She's a child,
bodybuilder
man.
Not the ones I'm looking
Oh
at.
yeah.
No, there's a dude that's super buff that walks
That's
around
what I
the
was
door.
just talking about.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking he's fucking great.
He's funny. I like
Like-
him.
Tough vibes in the Ember
Yeah.
Island
Oh
players.
yeah.
The gender swap
man.
top.
When they do that live action, they need like John Cena to play the role.
Yeah.
I'm John.
Screaming. Ah! I'm not blind, but I use echolocation. Got it, dude. That's such a good episode.
I seen a
So
thing that
good.
John Cena is becoming the next Ernest. And so it's like John
No.
Cena's gonna play the Ernest Goes to Jail movies or whatever. And
Oh.
it's like, and it had a picture of John Cena and Ernest, and it was like,
That's pretty
they
spot on. I
do
can
look
see it.
a lot
Yeah.
alike.
I could definitely see that. I used to love Ernest as a kid. I used to rent him all the time from the
Yeah.
local Blockbuster or Hollywood.
I still
Video.
remember in the movie when he like kisses the chick and he pulls his face off and his lips again stays on her lips. Like,
It's so stupid.
Cool.
Anyways, we're back, and let's find out what Calliope and Brip see in this moment of clarity. Calliope, you are in the midst of talking to the bleaching gnome that you've recently discovered is blind and deaf. After you placed your hands on him to heal with your champion powers. As he kind of like just grunts at you and kind of goes back to wavering over his mug. That persistent buzzing noise that's been giving you a headache and like haziness. And you're getting the same feeling too, Brip, even though you're in the basement of this establishment. Calliope, you're flooded with memories of recent events, and a lot of this is coming back to you, and that is actually meeting Giddy, Brip, and Silflay, along with Sheriff Baylor from Sandpoint, as well as Horace Hornsbelow, who you had already been escorting from
Corvosa.
Corvosa to Sandpoint, as well as one other person. Um, that person looks like a silhouette around like a meeting table. All of you are kind of introducing yourselves and talking about your skill sets and how you'd be able to aid, each of you would be able to aid in your own way to navigating to the mush fens. And just as this silhouette of a person is about to lean forward to introduce themselves, you see that the floor is covered in blood, and you see these track marks leading out from the establishment to somewhere else. Well, they're leading out from the establishment through the mudroom. Your like eyes go wide as you see this blood-stained bar, and you do see that there is like chunks of meat and flesh kind of strewn about, and you do see now that there is actually intestines kind of flung about over the bar, and can clearly see that Eli has some intestines gripped in his hand, and it looks like he's wielding it like a rope. He's kind of just dragging along, and with Silflay in front of him, like at his not well, by his side, and he's turned, kind of slamming on the bar top, yelling at Lilia that that this gnome named Finn is asking for more drink. You see that as Finn was like slamming down onto the table, was actually slamming into like this layer of blood, also kind of splashed everywhere. And you're looking down at your clothes, and you see that you're covered in blood too, and your boots are mixed in with blood and mud also. And that, as soon as that clarity is there, it's not, and everything kind of looks normal again. And you hear that buzzing sound. And your headache kind of comes back. Brip, you see, you don't see anything in the basement out of the ordinary, but you do get memories flooding back of that conversation. The memory of Sheriff Baylor meeting you in your your secret meeting place. Whenever you guys have news or requests for each other, he put the signal up, and you met. He talked to you, asked a favor, and then you met the rest of the group here. They needed somebody that was familiar with swamp territory to aid them in navigating to get this man back to his brother to perform the rites and ceremonies of Ashava to properly bury him.
I'm the guide.
What?
But you do smell. You smell a lot of fresh blood, but you don't see it anywhere. Maybe actually you're kind of looking back up the trap door, and there might be some blood leaking through. And then that's gone also.
Whoa.
Real quick question. What ancestry is Horace?
Oh, Horace is he's a halfling.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
It's like he's a bleached gnome. It's like, oh no.
Now I'm stuck in the
twist.
basement, guys.
Yeah. I think Calliope would like, as this is like, you said it happens real quick, right? So like
Yeah.
it all is just like bloop,
3
bloop,
seconds.
and yeah.
One action.
Yeah, exactly. She is standing there with, I think she's like standing there by the gnome, and she has her sword off of her back and like in her hand, and she like grabs the hilt real quick and like has her hand on it, and is just like looking around and like taking deep breaths and just like breathing and like trying to like process what is going on. that doesn't really understand because it's gone again already. But I think she's just going to, that's kind of it until something else happens. She's going to try to, she's got an idea, but she's going to wait to talk in a little more privacy. Hopefully Brip comes back up before they come out of the kitchen.
Yeah, so what's a Brip do after that brief moment of clarity?
I think that the momentary sight of blood kind of spooks him, and he's ready to go to leave. And he decides to skate out of the, work his way out of the basement
Go ahead and roll
into
a
the
stealth,
kitchen.
Another stealth check. Because right now Eli is standing over the bar, clearly within clear vision of the trapdoor, waiting for Lilia and Giddy to come out, expecting her to have a beer for Finn, the bleaching gnome.
I hope he sees so we can kill him. He's not a good, he can't be a good dude, man.
He's
If you
just
have visions about somebody doing that, it's got to be a bad sign.
just holding some meat snacks for later. That's all.
Could be making tacos.
Yeah, it's just chorizo tubes.
Creepy.
Chopped and fried. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
creepy. Anyway, Brip, you make a lot more noise getting out than you were in. Actually garnering the attention of Eli, who's standing over the bar, and he looks down and sees you walking out of, opening the trapdoor and walking out before Giddy and Lilia, the bartender, are able to see. His eyes kind of squint, and he says, "Lilia, I think we have thieves in our midst." And then he kind of walks over to where the bar flap is, I guess, where you walk through, to kind of block your escape, Brip. And then, just as he does that, Lilia walks out with Giddy, unless Giddy wants to do something else while she walks out to investigate.
No, I think Giddy would, in this moment, act surprised to see Brip coming out of there. Just like, oh, Brip, there you are. What were you doing down there? We weren't inspecting that part of the tavern yet. Don't want to be rude.
I always have a hard time finding the bathroom here.
That's understandable. The bathrooms are hard to find.
But what's really bad is I don't have a good deception score.
Yeah, go ahead and roll deception, both of you.
Good. In my mental theater of the mind of this bar, Calliope would be able to like step in front of Eli prior to this. I don't know if that is incorrect, but she would like to intercede Eli's approach to Brip and the trapdoor, if possible. But if it's
you may have been
if I'm on the opposite side,
yeah, too
that's
far away for that to happen, and we
I'll
can
be
get
alright.
on with that clarity.
I'll get froggy.
yeah, she's probably just still like.
Aren't you just always froggy?
That's my secret.
Okay, like the Hulk.
I'm always
always,
froggy.
always angry.
And I was already green.
All right, so. Sorry, I just imagined Calliope like hulking out so she could be green too, for some reason. I don't know.
Up with some weird feat that does that or something somewhere down the line. Yeah.
Where was I going? Giddy just came out. Oh, deception checks. Here we go. Okay, let's see. So, Lilia says behind you, Giddy, I don't think you guys are. I don't think who you say you are. And then Eli says, no, they're not. They're some thieves. You should deal with them, Lilia.
Now, hold on. Thieves is a little far. Brip, did you take anything? You got nothing on you.
They gave me the chowder. Well, I think we bought it. It's the only thing I've taken. I tried to go drop it off.
I'm gonna say, you try to take a dump in the basement, but
I tried to go drop it off.
it's a little funny. Tried to-
2 layers to that. Dang. Okay, so sorry.
Poop got in our brain. Sorry.
Well, what are you actually doing here then? If you're not thieves and you're not inspectors.
All right. There's no use in lying to you.
That's all we've done.
That not necessarily, just in the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, there's no use in lying to you. Here's the thing. We don't remember anything about why we're here. And you don't remember things about why you're here or any of these people are here. Something ain't right here, love. And we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Everybody roll perception checks. When you mention the memory issues, you notice a visible change amidst the people, the locals here. So all of you can at least see that their mood, they kind of look at each other questioningly, like almost confirming what you're saying is true. Giddy and Souffle, you feel Eli kind of tense up, and maybe Giddy, you notice that there's like a twitch on his face and like a bulge of a vein on his forehead when you mention the memory loss. And you even see that his grip, his fist kind of tightens for a moment. And then Lilia says, there is something wrong here. And then she kind of shakes his, no, this is just the way it's always been. I've been the bartender here for years.
Lily.
And then she kind of looks over to Eli, but he's blank-faced.
Lilia. Look around you, hon. You're confused. We're confused. That weird couple over there is confused. The gnome is blind. And
Wait, y'all don't think you know that yet?
well,
This is such a funny non sequitur.
that's why I was just like, I feel like this belongs, but yeah, no, Giddy wouldn't know that yet. The gnome is the gnome, and so, but also look around you. I don't think that you've been working at this tavern for very long, love. You're not even tall enough to reach most of it.
How do I know it so well?
Maybe you worked here in another capacity, but I don't think you've been the bartender. Nothing here is built to you. Nothing here matches. There's clothes over there, and there's no people to account for them. Just nothing here is adding up. And also, big, tall, and ugly over here. I felt your butt clench from across this damn bar when I said something about memory. Don't think I didn't notice. And that big old vein in your forehead. What are you hiding from us?
Just for the record, Calliope is moving in and around to be closer to this exchange.
I'm still staring Eli down like a dog.
I imagine. Oh yeah, go ahead, Britt.
Can I do like an acrobatics check to like flip out of dodge to not be in the middle of the business? Even if it's like to jump on the bar, but like away from being in the middle.
Okay, yeah. So right now the way that I'm seeing this is that Giddy is in front of Lilia, who both are, they got Brip in front of them on the trapdoor, and then Eli is on the other side of the bar, and then Souffle on one of his sides, and Calliope walking up. Right? Does that sound good? And then at the same time, the husband and wife combo are kind of like just watching, eyes wide, kind of like, what the fuck's going on?
So I'm kind of surrounded.
Kind of, but yeah, you can do that if you'd like.
Yeah, I think he would. I imagine him jumping like towards or behind Calliope for protection.
Okay, that's a pretty
She's the
steep
den
roll.
mother.
But go and roll an athletics check. Okay. You leap and jump and land next to Calliope. So you're on the other side of the bar now.
Wow.
Eli kind of stares, watches you jump over, and then he says, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't like any of this. I'm leaving. And he begins to head towards the door.
Your hero Souffle just stop as I'm going to cast command on him.
Ooh, cool.
Shit.
Oh,
Beautiful.
fun.
So I will cast it. Right?
Okay. He stops. He's probably like 10 feet away from the door.
In that moment, I just kind of look at everybody like,
It's go time.
especially to Calliope, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I'm like this guy's foot.
I think Brip is just as shocked as we all are, just what happened. So I imagine he did like a cool Spider-Man flip up on the bar, and then you do what you do, and he's just like, oh, don't fuck with them.
I think kind of seeing all that happen, Giddy would kind of like look back at Lilia and just be like, honey, I think you might need to take a step back. It's about to get ugly in here. And then this like really deep guttural noise comes out of Giddy's throat. And you see this like glyph ignite right around there.
Oh, shit.
And you hear in this tongue you've never heard before, something that sounds akin to Ik Nachrach. And then this like portal opens up next to Giddy on the floor, and fire erupts out, and suddenly wrapped around him is this hellcat, this flaming feline just comes out and is like
Nice. Flaming feline.
Ooh,
Love the alliteration there. Nice.
the Dodge Hellcat.
yeah, exactly. A Dodge Hellcat appears out of a portal and just runs this man over.
Damn, Giddy got money.
That's Garnetti money.
That's Garnetti money.
Yeah, I think Calliope was like starting to walk up and to try to grab this guy, grab Eli. Maybe a little distracted by the sudden heat behind him, from the flame erupting from the ground. But
Okay. As soon as you grab him, I'd like for everybody to roll will saves.
Oh,
uh-oh. Did not expect that.
oh no.
Same.
That dice rolled over my button.
Can it be public?
Die.
Yeah.
I went to go roll,
well.
but someone else's roll rolled over my wheel button, and I was like, I can't roll.
Public. Okay.
Public is fine, yeah.
I definitely did not roll public.
Let's see. I have a 15.
20 for Calliope.
All right, Calliope, he's easily grabbed by you.
Just like reposition him, mechanically speaking, back towards the bar.
Okay.
And then like sees this creature wrapped around Gideon is like, oh, like what the fuck is going on? Because obviously that probably wasn't discussed, and if it was forgotten. So now she's like, great, I have to kill this guy and then that thing.
Just a technical note. If this is an emotion effect, I get a +1, and if I save on it, I get a critical.
Okay. Oh, perfect. That's cool. It is not, unfortunately, but Brip, you didn't, that could have been a public roll, but you got a 22 on that, and that is enough. Whatever is happening here, you're able to see past it all now. And the reality that you were just seeing, you now know is not real. And you no longer hear the buzzing or that rhythmic beat in your head. It's just the sound of the swamp behind you. And the floor is covered in blood. The husband and wife are covered in like splatters of blood. So is the gnome. There is like meat chunks and viscera kind of splayed about across this bar, as well as Eli is covered in it, even across his face. And you believe now 100% that what you're looking at is the actual reality. There's blood on the floor. You're stepping on meat chunks. Even Lily is kind of slightly covered in it. You might even see like an eyeball, like that's been popped out or ripped out on.
He looks into the bowl of chowder he was eating. What does he see in it?
It looks like it was regular chowder, though it's got like splatters of blood in it. I mean,
that's not too bad. I was worried for a minute, you know.
It's like a bowl of fingers.
Eyeball soup.
You see a duck's head in there. No, just kidding.
I would say,
Yeah, I know ducks.
everybody, steal your minds. This is an illusion. There's something really going on here. There's truly blood and meat and everywhere. Souffle, what you are seeing, it is real.
Wish I could see it now.
And when you say that, Eli curses under his breath and he tries to punch Calliope or rip himself free from your grasp. So let's
Hell no.
roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Actually, that might. I'm sorry. Let's not do that. I think that might be a little too much for what's happening. I apologize.
But we want to hurt him.
I want to kill him so bad.
Did we get some post initiative clarity?
Let's just
Murder.
let's just do. That's good. Let's just do by group. So I'll do Eli and then you guys, rather than like straight initiative. You guys can determine the order from there. Kind of do it old school. So,
Can we use reactions and shit still?
Yeah. If anything that I say would provoke a reaction or trigger a reaction, then do that. But I will let him kind of attempt to break free first. So we'll go with him and then you guys. So he's gonna try and break free from just, I guess, your opposed grapple. Not opposed grapple.
Yeah,
fortitude.
Do you have to have
Or,
both hands free to grapple?
No.
Okay.
I think it's one. It's at least grab.
Yeah, because she does have her like scabbard in one hand with the sword sheathed in it.
Okay, he does not break free. So, what do you guys want?
He's a weak 350.
He's all butt.
He's all butt.
He's all
He's got
ass.
like little noodle arms and then just
All
cakes.
Cakes.
Cakes for days.
Yeah.
It's not dick butt. He's butt.
Butt. Time capsule, bud.
What do you guys do?
If he tries to break free, Calliope's just gonna like restrain him further. She can't draw a weapon while she's got him grappled, but maybe like try to like strike him in the chest with I don't know if she could do that while holding
Sure.
a scabbard.
A one-handed strike.
Yeah.
Scabbers, you say the rat?
Scabbard.
What? Scabbers?
You said scabbard, and I said I made a scabbers joke.
You got your Harry Potter on the brain.
It didn't. It did land.
Mm-mm.
Should I roll a strike?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just do an unarmored strike.
Okay.
I don't have a target. That's a
That's all right.
weak ass 3 on the die for a 13.
That is still a hit.
Oh, cool. A 1 on the D4 for 5 points of damage total.
Okay, describe your kill.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
You're a murderer.
Okay.
Aren't all adventurers? We all signed
I
up
didn't
for
think
this.
that was going to happen. So was
You
that
just
the
like to
wrong
play
move?
characters that punch stuff to death.
Dude.
Wait. Hold
I
on.
think that she is like
Oh no, you're not. Well, you didn't say it was non-lethal, so you're
fair.
You're trained in unarmed attacks.
I'm trained in. I'm a fucking killing machine.
I just figured unarmed was like non-lethal by nature.
It has the trait in
Non-lethal on the thing.
It does, but it wasn't stated that it was a non-lethal strike.
Yeah,
you
'cause
can
it
use
would take a
non-lethal to make a
penalty.
-2 penalty.
Mm.
Oh well, did you take the -2 penalty to make it lethal?
No, I didn't think that I was going
Then
to
it's
kill
non-lethal.
him.
Hey.
If you didn't take the penalty, then it's non-lethal.
If
I
that's
think that makes no
if that's
sense.
stated as the default, then that's the way we'll go.
Okay,
That
yeah.
seems
You can
natural.
use a non-lethal weapon to make a lethal attack.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
say I don't
when
think Calliope is just gonna be out here punching people for
She
blood.
just karate chops him in the neck and he dies.
Yeah.
Right. Spear hands right through his throat.
Oh, but it's the Vulcan neck pinch.
Dude, I definitely did not think that was going to happen. I thought I would just be able to subdue him a little bit.
Seduce him.
Yeah.
What are you, the bard?
I can't help it, man. Those butt cheeks, dude. I'm an ass man.
She's an
Calliope's-
ass man.
Calliope's
Too
into
dummy thick.
anyway. We'll explore that later in the show. Fuck. Okay. So yeah, does she just she hits him in the chest? Does he pass out?
That's what I was
He crumbles, slumps over.
She lets go of him and is like, I didn't expect him to be so weak for all that junk in the trunk. Sorry, I can't get away from that. I really didn't expect him to go down so easy. In all honesty,
the wife screams, the husband yells, like, "What the fuck is your guys' problem?"
Didn't you hear, Britt? Everything is an illusion here. I've seen it. Souffle's seen it. This isn't reality.
You guys are fucking crazy. We're here having a good time, enjoying ourselves. Come in here, fucking shut up.
You're right, we are crazy. Now get the fuck out before I have my Hellcat tear you to shreds.
They leave.
You
They leave and they look scared, and he looks angry, nervous.
Brip would like to, if I have the opportunity, to perhaps hunt prey on the bartenderess.
It's rude, but okay.
I think we're on the wrong trail.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Is she not the bad guy here? I'm
Guys,
confused.
we're doing an Ever campaign.
Dude,
I thought she was the bad guy here.
We're actually just about to go into Bloodlords.
I definitely read this wrong. I apologize. But we did want to kill this guy. Fuck this guy for sure.
I don't think we did. Honestly.
I don't know. If he's playing it's Anthema for Calliope to allow corpse desecration, which this would be, in my opinion.
Oh, and Brip, you do notice that he was holding intestines in his hands, and it looked like he may have been taking bites out of it occasionally.
Right. Something with him ain't right.
And
So-
when he crumbles, he drops it, just kind of flops on the ground next to him.
Yeah, in the flash that she has seen, Calliope has seen, she saw him holding that stuff. She knows it's all bloody and that he's doing nasty stuff with corpse pieces. So she's not into that, and that needs to stop. She wasn't really trying to kill him right off the bat, but
You did the whooshy finger hold.
yeah.
Lilia, I think Lilia, she hasn't reacted yet, but so I think she will now and yell, and just kind of like exclaim, like, why did you do that to Eli? What's wrong with you? What are you talking about?
Don't you see all the blood?
No, there's no blood anywhere. I wiped
There's-
this place clean. And she holds up the rag that's covered in blood, as far as Brip can
Gross.
see. Everybody else looks like it's a clean rag, or like it's got dirt on it, but
Yeah, it's like a bar rag.
yeah.
And no, he would turn to his team. Do you guys see the blood?
I haven't seen it yet, but I trust them. At this
He
point, I
pops
trust
you on the head. Just
Ow!
like a pop, like he doesn't. He's just trying to like jostle your brain to maybe he doesn't know how to make it work.
Why should I believe all of you? You're new here. You've never been here. You've never been to Soddenwood. Why are you even here?
Lilia, you don't remember half of what your life is. Don't you think that's a little weird?
She kind of goes, and she like grabs her head and she kind of yells out in frustration. And then she takes a deep breath. And she says, Fine. Well, yes, I can't remember. I can't remember past few days or a few weeks. I just know that this is my bar. I own this. Wait, no, I don't. I don't own this. I can't remember and it hurts.
All right, take a deep breath.
Bops
We're
her on
gonna-
the head.
Ouch!
we're gonna figure this out together.
Stop
We
bopping
have
me in
to.
my head.
Calliope is gonna cantrip cast stabilize on Eli just in case, just like as a show of good faith. Like her hands kind of glow as
He's eating guts.
this like gray light.
Raw guts.
Yeah, just like we're just calm down, please calm down.
Them aren't biscuits he's cooking.
For the record, I've seen the reality that Brip sees now. I've seen it in a moment, in a flash, a pure moment of clarity. But now it's back to this haze. My head is aching. My ears are ringing. It's not normal. Something is going on.
Lily is
Silfla, you said that you saw something like that earlier, right? You saw something funky?
Twice.
You can hear that noise too? It just doesn't leave.
I think
Buzzing.
Brip would put his hand like through some blood and have the blood on his hand, and like, you don't see this, and he's like moving blood around.
Now do you see that?
No. No.
Mm-mm.
Out of curiosity, can Ignara see any of this? Since she is a
Go to
elemental.
Will save for Ignara.
Also, while we're all talking and having a pleasant conversation, what's up with that? What is this? We didn't really
Yeah.
address that.
That's true. Iggy got a 25.
Iggy can see everything.
All right, so
So
I
good
think-
that.
I think in this moment, Giddy would be like, "All right, I understand your concern. We'll get to that, but for right now, Iggy, let me see through your eyes," and is gonna use share senses.
Ooh,
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, you see.
So
what
this is
Iggy
your
sees.
friend. Y'all pals?
And right
I
now,
don't know why I'm
Iggy
talking
is
like
not
that.
present.
Oh.
Giddy is not present. Giddy is currently hands on Iggy, like eyes flaming, and seeing
whoa.
through Iggy's eyes.
Cool. Yeah, Calliope's got her hand back on the sword hilt. Like, Didn't want to have to kill him, but I have to kill him.
So yeah, what does Giddy see now through Iggy's eyes?
Everything that I explained before.
That's what I figured you were
yeah.
gonna say, but just want to make sure.
Nothing different outside of that. Looks like there is a trail of blood that leads outside. Clearly, looks like. Yeah.
Okay,
The
so I
blood-
think
Pools of blood collected and dried, and it looks like people have been dragged out of here.
gotcha. So I think in possibly we'll see. I don't know if this will work or not, but Giddy's gonna take his hand off of Ignara and just say, "Okay, so to clear the air, this is Iggy. Iggy is my guardian, so to speak. She's been with me for a long time. She's cool. So don't worry your pretty little head. She ain't your average Hellcat. Now, I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but Lilia, go ahead and put your hands on Iggy as well, and I'm also going to. We're gonna see if this works. Essentially, my idea is you might be able to see what I see if my hand is on Iggy at the same time you are.
She kind of looks at you curiously, but she kind of shrugs at this point, and she does it.
All right,
Puts
and
hands on Iggy's shoulders.
yeah, Giddy does the same on the other side. Hopefully this works. Can you see anything?
How does share senses work with?
So, rules is written. This ability, because it's not really a spell, it's just an action. You project your senses into your Eidolon, allowing you to perceive through it. When you do, you lose all sensory information from your own body, but can sense through your Eidolon's body for up to 1 minute.
It's you specifically, though, right? No.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I was like, rules is written, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I don't think she'd be able to see at all through it. She doesn't have
Okay.
that same connection and bond as you do.
I had a
Iggy.
feeling,
Yeah.
but just wanted
it's
to try it.
Like, Iggy feels warm. I don't feel anything.
All right. Well, my theory was incorrect.
Fur's well conditioned. She kind of looks questionably.
Something like that.
And
Iggy.
what's that word? What do you call it again? An Iggy?
Oh, Iggy, aka Ignara.
Hmm.
She's my guardian, so to speak.
You said you want me to ignore her?
Anyway, anyway, what I can see through Iggy's eyes is the same thing that's being seen from these other folks. And it ain't good. There's blood leading outside. So, and also, can Giddy hear the buzzing when it's just his senses and not the Eidolons?
Wait, can Iggy hear that or no? Is that what you're
Sorry,
asking?
can Giddy hear? Can Giddy hear the buzzing without touching Iggy?
Yes, you can hear it. It's
Okay.
it's giving you like a headache. But when you were sharing your senses with Iggy, it seemed like the buzzing was there but not affecting them.
Okay. All right. So, we're all hearing this buzzing noise, but when I touch Iggy, that goes away. Is that the same for you guys when you can see what's really going on?
Let me back up and kind of I'll try to explain this better. So when all of you have had your moment of clarity, if at all, the buzzing is actually, it sounds more like a rhythmic kind of humming tone that seems to be ever present throughout this swamp. And Brip, you can hear it, but it's not affecting you in the way that it's affecting everybody else. So when Giddy was sharing sense with Ignara, they could still hear it, but through Ignara's eyes, weren't seeing the cover of the whatever effect is. You were seeing it as it is in reality with all the blood everywhere.
Okay.
The blood reality.
So in that case, time for Giddy's next theory.
It's like a Doom level.
While this is
Right.
going on, Calliope would like to tie up Eli with something that's on hand.
The intestines.
Yeah, but the invisible intestines.
Quite literally, Eli on hand is like, look down, there's intestines lying on his hand.
And Stabilize just brings him back to...
Oh, it's just it was, if it's non-lethal damage, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It was basically just a show to Lilia to like,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
chill, please. I'm not trying to kill anybody yet, even though this guy deserves it.
Gotcha.
And then after tying Eli up, or like restraining him in some manner, she would walk back over to Finn, the gnome.
And just as you do, he slams the table.
Oh, he's blind. Damn it. I was thinking of the deaf part and like, what do you see? It's like, oh no, he's blind. So she wouldn't go over there then, because she would remember that he's blind as well as deaf. I was thinking that the deafness would allow him to see all of this, and that's why he's drinking, because he's like, I can't get out of here. This place is horrible. I'm just going to be hammered for the rest of my life. But if he can't see...
Me as a player feels like the gnome is secretly some sort of like oracle who can't see, who's got some weird spell on the entire room. We got to kill him. Grip doesn't think that.
I think, just out of curiosity, Giddy is going to try plugging his ears.
Ooh.
That was the next thing.
Yeah, Brip doesn't have ears. Maybe that's why.
All right, so you plug your ears, and you hear this. The rhythmic sound is still rhythmic buzzing is still there, but you hear something else that says, "We'll see you next week."
You did it again.
I was waiting for it. I was like, I know it's coming, but
Yeah, any second.
That's it, everybody. Thank you for watching another episode of Whispers of Doom, Part 2
Intro theme
of this
song here.
Interlude. That's it for us. I think I'm still doing a pretty good job of keeping everybody confused.
yeah,
Fingers fucking crossed.
This is,
But
surprisingly long interlude.
yeah.
Yes. We are too confused. This is now a mini arc.
Part 2, hopefully part 3 we'll find the end of it. If not, I'm having fun. So come
Or
back
just kill more people,
nonsense.
man.
Yeah, we'll go full
Become
hobo.
Murder Herber, yeah.
Wait, are we the baddies again?
Yeah, exactly. Again.
Shout out to Tim, Anchor89, and for the new follows. We appreciate you guys. Who's that? Tunafish?
Tuna fish.
Looks like it.
Tunefish?
Tuna fish and keyless.
Keyless 10. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the follow.
I know who keyless is.
Oh, cool.
They
Join our
ain't got no
Discord.
keys.
Join our Discord, socials, give us a like, subscribe, and follow. We'll be back next week for part 3 of this swampy interlude. Until then, always remember to live by the
Live by the die.
And die by the die.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 See you, everybody.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Awkward.
Bye-bye.
Awkward silence. Bye.
Midwest, goodbye.
Oh, you guys